players. Who did you choose?
Well, I went with Captain Joe Worsley, the second-team All-American from last year. He is now 6'1" according to Joe. He played spectacular last night. He was dishing it out. Great setting, great service with 5 service aces, as well as 7 digs to lead the team and 3 kills. There you see Joe Worsley again at 6'1" this year, folks.
Yeah, another player that I thought really had a great night was Colton Cowell, the junior from Maui, really making a statement in his first official start during the regular season. Last night, he was dynamic, was errorless throughout the night, hitting from both in front and behind with the rise and rip. Really a multitude of shots, and for a smaller outside hitter, he's very smart with his shots, going high off the hands when needed to, and also providing some steady passing for the Bows in the backcourt.
Yeah, I thought it was just a complete all-around outstanding effort by Hawaii. Keep in mind, though, in set number 1, they were tied at 15. Then after that, I think NJIT only scored 26 points the rest of the way, and Hawaii was so good from the service line. They did have 12 aces, but they also forced a lot of bad passes.
Well, yes, that was, again, we go back to the key. Dalton Solberg got in on aces as well. He served 8 straight points in game 2, but I'll tell you, their serving is, just watching them in warm-ups tonight, has improved tremendously so far.
And even coming off the bench, we saw Brett Rosenmeyer play in that third set. He had another fantastic run as well, finished the night with 2 aces. So the players are, it's not related to the starting 6. Players that are coming off the bench are also proving that they can help contribute from behind the service line.
All right, so night 2, Hawaii and Concordia-Irvine. To talk about it, let's head over courtside. It's Kanoa and Chris. Guys?
Thanks a lot, Scott. Yeah, next to Chris McLaughlin, I'm Kanoa Leahy, and we heard the corner crew obviously very impressed with the auspicious debut here in 2019 of Colton Cowell. How impressed were you, not only by his individual performance, but by the team's performance as a whole?
Well, as far as Colton is concerned, I was really impressed how he bounced back from last weekend. When he played against British Columbia, he was 6 kills, 6 errors, hit 0-0-0 in the second night. So I was a little bit worried. But boy, last night he lit it up big time with that 42-inch jump. He was, and a strong arm. It was really fun to watch him. He's acrobatic, he's athletic, and powerful. It was just really fun to watch. And as far as the team is concerned, I was impressed with the serving. I mean, it was unbelievable the way they served. I mean, each player played well in that. Worsley's 5 aces obviously were the star, but the way Solberg served, you don't expect a middle blocker to get 4 aces. Come on. So that was impressive, to say the least.
Yeah, 12 aces total. This was a team that hit 619 as a squad. That was a single match best since the 2001 season. And so, yeah, it was rocking on all cylinders. And that was something that Concordia-Irvine saw, and certainly they're thinking about, particularly when it comes to the service line and service receive.
Yeah, and Sean Patchell just told us that he thinks his team receives serve better than the NJIT team. At least he said, we'll at least, I think, keep it on our side of the net so we can get some kills and not give a perfect overpasses to guys like Patrick Gassman, who had a field day last night at the net.
Jordan Hoppe is the leading hitter for Concordia University Irvine. He's averaging 2.69 kills per set. But Hawaii fans and viewers at home will be pleased to see 3 players with Hawaii ties. 3 Hawaii high school products are on this roster, and we're going to see all of them on the floor tonight.
Yeah, I was impressed that Sean Patchell was going to start two Hawaii players that I didn't think he was going to start. Pono Ka'a'a is one of them, and Owen Chan is the other. I knew that Addison Enriquez was going to start. He's their libero, but I didn't think he'd start the other 2. And I said, are you doing this just because they're hometown boys? And he said, no. He says, those guys have earned the right. There's Addison right there. He's quite a player. He's fun to watch. There's Ka'a'a, who's going to be setting tonight.
Yeah, and so they'll have a little added incentive, if you will. I mean, that always seems to be the case when you have these Hawaii products that go across the pond, so to speak, to play on the continent. When they come back into this building, it's always pretty special for them. They'll have a little bit of a fan base. So Hawaii can expect their best effort without a doubt.
Absolutely. I think Hawaii should play like they didn't see the SC Concordia match. Let's put it that way.
Well, the Eagles of Concordia-Irvine, it's been tough pickings here so far. 0-4 to start the season. Just 1 set victory, and that came in the opener against nationally ranked CSUN. We'll see how they fare against the Rainbow Warriors coming off of their season opening win an evening ago. All right, we'll see you at First Serve. Listen back over to the corner crew.
Thanks a lot, guys. When we come back, we're going to focus on the outstanding outside hitters. But a reminder, connect with Spectrum Sports by liking our fan page on Facebook, Instagram, or via Twitter at Spec Sports High or hashtag Hawaii MVB. You're watching Game On. And we're back at the stand, Sheriff Center. Warrior Volleyball Hawaii taking on the Eagles of Concordia-Irvine. All right, the outside hitters for the Bows seem to be the strength of this year's team. Let's take a look at the list of a number of the outside hitters. Of course, you know Von Tilburg, he's terrific. Parapunov, we saw Kyle last night. We even saw the freshman out of Czech Republic, Umbler, in last night's match. One thing about the outside position, it's talented, it's deep, and here's Charlie Wade on the competition.
You know, we have 3 and 4 really good outside hitters, and actually 5 when you count James Anastasiadis. You know, his progress is really impressive. But you can't play 5 all the time. You know, Colton's progress has been significant. You know, Brett is just kind of rock solid. You know, his numbers in the fall right on his kind of career averages, so we know what we're getting. And then Philip Humler is, you know, the 4th. He ended up with the highest hitting percentage in the fall. So that'll always be that balance of, you know, getting guys some playing time and letting them see what they can do in live competition. And then just, you know, giving yourself the best chance to win, too. But we have multiple guys that can play at multiple positions. So, you know, and Stein has that where he can slide over and play opposite, where he's been a first-team All-American. So, you know, that competition is real. It's been there for years, and it's, you know, a good thing for us. I hope it continues.
Well, the outside hitters are very good. That one is outstanding. Stein Von Tilburg, 2-time first-team All-American, and he's the leader of the outside hitters.
Stein's continued to evolve as a player. You know, I think he's in a lot better place just in terms of being in command of his game mentally and emotionally. You know, all these guys, we talk a lot about striving to be a professional and how elite level performers work and compete, and you know, that's something that he's embracing, getting better. And you know, obviously teams are going to scheme to try to, you know, take away what he does, but he's continued to work hard on his game and on his physical presence. So you know, he's going to be better each and every time we go out.
I'm having fun out there, and I'm just trying to do everything for the team to win. And especially sometimes last year I took a lot of errors, and this year I feel like just because they know it's coming to me in certain situations, I can be a little smarter with the ball and just take away a little less of those errors. But then when everybody knows it's going to me, I love those situations. Like, everybody knows it's going to you, it's late in the set, and you just have to perform, and I love those situations. It's so much fun.
It's over and under. It is brought to you by First Hawaiian Bank. It's also Ryan versus Lisa, and the number tonight on over-under is 11.5. That is total kills combined with digs for Stein Von Tilburg. Now, I'll point out, last night he had 11 kills. In the 2 exhibitions against British Columbia, he had 9 kills both nights and 2 digs both nights, so right at 11. So, Ryan, over or under tonight?
I think he's going to go over with both combined kills and digs. He's already proven to be such a valuable asset to this team, obviously offensively, but he's also improved defensively as well. I think he'll have a few more digs tonight than he did thus far this season. And I also think if you look at last night, he had a lot of work done in just 2 sets, 10 kills. So I do think that he'll be over going into tonight's match.
Lisa?
Well, I had a little conversation with Joe Worsley before the match, Ryan, and we've agreed that he's not going to set Stein tonight.
Okay.
So I'm going to go
him.
under. Yep. I'm going to go under because I do strongly feel that Joe Worsley has a lot of ammunition, and I think he's going to distribute it a little bit more to other players tonight, and I'm really hoping that he establishes his middle and gets Rado involved a little bit more as well. So I'm going to stick with under.
You know, the great thing about Stein Von Tilburg, he has gotten better every year. He came to the program as a left side hitter, but was used as an opposite his freshman year. And then when Rado came into the program, they moved him over to left side where he's much more comfortable. And he's been one of the best left side hitters Hawaii's had in years.
Well, he definitely has. Left side, right side, out of the backcourt. One thing that he's done really well is matured. You see him not calling for every single ball and in the last couple of years, they really have had a little bit of a codependency on him. The two-time first-team All-American has proven he can do it, but now he's got such a great supporting cast. Truly, there's so much outside hitters and right sides on this team that he doesn't have to carry as big of a load if he doesn't really have to.
And a lot being asked of him as he made the transition from the right to the left, especially in the backcourt, being in the passing formation, having the responsibility of making that first contact. And I think Stein Van Tilburg, as you heard, he wants that ball in clutch situations. He'll continue to be that vocal leader for this team and has really worked hard in the offseason to get ready, as you heard, to minimize those errors going into his senior season and be an efficient attacker for this team.
So we'll see how Stein does in a little bit. But we're going to take a timeout. When we come back, we'll start breaking down the matchup between Hawaii and Concordia. I'll take some kaki mochi, some peanuts. What do you want, Lisa? How about some ice cream?
That sounds great.
All right, we'll be back. And welcome back to the Stan Sheriff Center. They gave those out to each of the opposing teams, a little trophy, if you will, like a surfboard with the insignia of all the teams participating here this weekend. Tonight's number 4 Hawaii against Concordia-Irvine. Let's find out a little bit about the Eagles and the guys that we should keep an eye on.
Well, who jumps out to me right away is the Raymond Barsimian. He is an amazing athletic young man who hits on the outside, a redshirt junior at 6'6", as well as Hunter Howell and Jordan Hope. These are the players that have really been holding their team together.
Really, as we take a look at the Hawaii statistical leaders, Colton Cowell right there, hitting 800 from last night. We talked about him going error-free. Those lofty hitting percentage continuing over with Stein Van Tilburg. And Joe Worsley, again, expected to run the show. The other interesting point will be how will these Hawaii kids on the Concordia team make a difference? You know, we always say that when Hawaii kids come home to play, they either play outstanding or they struggle. It's a hard balance to find. Sometimes they let the energy and the anticipation of being home overcome their skills on the court. Hopefully, these three can settle down and help carry this team.
And I think also we want to see how Hawaii comes out tonight against Concordia, having won last night handily. They hit 619. I don't think anybody expects them to hit that well. And then on the other side, you've got the Eagle team that got beat pretty handily by USC. And you know they're going to want to show that they're better than what they were last night.
Well, yeah, they can only play the best they can, and having the 3 local boys and anticipation, there's a lot of energy on both sides of the net, but Hawaii just has to. Charlie Wade talked about it last night in the pregame. He talked about not getting too sidetracked and just staying focused on their side of the net and doing the little things that they've been working so hard on. And I think that's really where it shows in the 4 seniors and their level of maturity.
And Hawaii has just got to enjoy this process and really take advantage of it. Hawaii has 2 weeks off after this weekend, so they want to relish any opportunity that they can to play on an opposing team and really take advantage of shoring up some of those areas where they can improve on going forward into the season.
Well, you got to take one set at a time, but Hawaii'd love to rest Rado and Stein like they did last night and get ready for USC. But don't overlook Concordia-Irvine. They're not too bad despite their 0-4 record. We'll have the serve when we come back. Hawaii, Concordia-Irvine on Spectrum Sports. Let's take a look at highlights. Hawaii, Concordia-Irvine. We start off with Rado Parapuna from the right side. Had 8 kills. The Bulgarian also led the team in digs with 6, but the lefty with a lot of impressive put-downs from that right side. How about Dalton Sobrig in the middle? The quick set, the quick termination, nothing but Terraflex for Dalton on the step out right there. He goes cross-court. Sobrig, 6 kills, hit .556. And, of course, Stein Van Tilburg only played 2 sets, but he did come away with a team-high 9 kills. You can also add 3 digs, so a combined 12 kills and digs for Stein Van Tilburg. And the blocking for Hawaii was terrific. In 3 sets, Hawaii with 9 total team blocks. The leader, Sobrig, with 5, but just about everybody on the floor contributed with at least an assist at the net, as you see right there, the double block for the Bulls, Sobrig and Worsley, as Hawaii makes quick work of Concordia-Irvine, winning in 3.
This is the post-game show on Spectrum Sports.
Hi, everybody. Aloha Friday. Welcome to the post-game show. Scott, Lisa, and Ryan. And so far through the first 2 nights, Hawaii really has not been tested. They have been just so much better than the first 2 teams they have played.
I'm not sure if it's not tested. I just think that they're so in system. And Chris McLaughlin alluded to it right after the match ended tonight. That trip to Japan, I think, truly helped them. It changed a little bit of their philosophy. You've got a veteran squad here with 4 seniors. They know what they're going after, and they're very smooth.
You know, I think coming into the season, there are some question marks about the depth of this team, losing a lot of their bench play. And that question, I think, has been answered already 2 games in. We see the depth of this Hawaii team and the players that are coming off the bench and doing a fantastic job of keeping the level of play up. The other question that was coming into this season was the passing. Could they hold up having essentially 2 new passers in the formation now that Brett Rosenmeyer is regulated now to coming off the bench? You have Colton Cowell in there and a new libero in Gage Worsley. And I think both those questions have been answered. Their passing has been steady, and their serving continues to impress.
Well, you mentioned Colton Cowell last night. He was terrific. He hit 800. Tonight he hit like $125. He struggled, and that's probably the one aspect he needs to work on, is probably being a little bit more consistent.
Well, you know, it's early in the season, and he's young, a redshirt junior who has really just gotten that starting position, earned it. He's really growing into the game and being part of this lineup. And I think as the season continues, he will continue to get better.
Yeah, and I think that it's just going to come with overall experience. And I also think that sometimes being in that outside hitting position, you're not going to always get the tempo sets. He hits well when Hawaii's in system and it's fast. He's going to have to also be able to hit those high balls out of system and be able to not only keep the ball in play, but score points.
All right, let's take a look at the final numbers from tonight's win for Hawaii. The final stats brought to you by Levitt, Yamani, and Soldner. And a real down night for Hawaii offensively. They only hit .435.
Only .435. I mean, come on. That's really something they need to improve on. No, not at all. .435 compared to .085 for Concordia. And you see the blocks there, Hawaii 9-2.
You know, Lisa, they only had 3 service aces, that being Hawaii, but a lot of their serves were disruptive. They didn't get the aces, but they caused problems.
Well, they caused a lot of problems. Not as many as last night, but definitely they put pressure on the Eagles tonight, serving tough, very tough balls from the end line, therefore helping to create the 9 blocks that they had tonight as well.
Yeah, and I have to echo the comments of Chris McLaughlin. Addison Enriquez in the backcourt, 13 digs. Always great to see a local kid doing well. Of course, Enriquez, a name that has become very familiar in the MPSF and the Big West, with 4 Enriquez brothers at one point playing in the conference. He is the youngest of the 5 of this family.
So. Kind of the youngest. He's a twin.
Yeah,
so
kind of. But we've never seen them all together. So it makes me wonder.
I mean, we have. We've seen them all together, but not on the court.
But not on the court. So, you know, just a conspiracy theory to throw out there. All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back. We'll have more from the corner. Hawaii wins in 3.
Welcome back to the post-game show on Spectrum Sports.
Well, the floor crew here at the Stan Sheriff Center, they are the true MVPs. They have already almost picked up the entire Terraflex. Tomorrow, 1 o'clock, Rainbow Wahine basketball. And then after that, a couple of hours later, of course, you have Concordia-Irvine versus New Jersey Institute of Technology, where before that, they'll have to lay back down the Terraflex. I don't know why they don't play on the basketball court tomorrow night, but that's better for Hawaii, I think, being able to have that advantage. So we are back here in the corner. Hawaii 2-0 on the season. Let's take a look now at the upcoming schedule for the Bows. Of course, tomorrow night, the matchup with the Trojans of USC. And then the first week of February, back in action here against the 11th-ranked Stanford Cardinal. We look forward to tomorrow night. You look at USC, they took care of Concordia-Irvine pretty easily last night. And then they won it in 4 over New Jersey Institute of Technology. What can we expect tomorrow night?
Well, you know, this is a USC team that is familiar with Hawaii, and the same Hawaii familiar with SC, just having played each other last year. They're led by Jack Wyatt on the outside, who has a live arm. So there's going to be a lot more hitters at the pins that I think Hawaii has to contend with. Traditionally, a better passing team as well. So USC, well coached, coming from a strong conference. It will be a good matchup and a good test to see where Hawaii's at against a talented Trojan squad.
And I agree. USC rebuilding actually struggled a little bit last year in their season, but trying to rebuild. This is a great preseason tournament for them. They also have a local player in Jamison McKibben, a setter that went to USC. But I think that, you know, it is a true matchup. Both teams have won both of their matches so far. USC lost, actually, believe it or not, twice last year to this team, Concordia, the Eagles that we just saw earlier tonight.
Don't forget, tomorrow night's match, 7:30, first serve Hawaii and USC. So we'll be on there at 7 o'clock with Game On. And SC, obviously a name program, should draw a lot of fans to the Stan Sheriff Center. We'll take our final break, but don't go away, because when we come back, Stein von Tilburg will join us in the corner.
Welcome back to the post-game show on Spectrum Sports.
And we are back at the Stan Sheriff Center, where Hawaii has taken care of business once again tonight, winning in 3 over Concordia-Irvine, in part to the gentleman all the way to my far left, Stein von Tilburg, who again tonight only played 2 sets, but came away with a team-high 9 kills and 3 digs. So we had an over-under in our Game On pregame segment. It was 11.5 combined kills and digs for you. And you only in 2 sets were able to go over, so we say congratulations to Ryan, who picked over. You actually had 8 of your kills in that first set.
Yeah.
Tell us about
I'll pay you after this.
This is your senior year. We talked to Joe Worsley last night, and he said that there's a real sense of urgency with you seniors wanting to put a banner up here in the Sheriff Center.
Yeah, I mean, it's our last chance, and definitely feel, the pressure that you put on yourself. And so do the other guys. We have been here for 4 years now, and this is the last chance we got.
I want to hear a little bit of your summer training and your off season, as well as your trip to Japan. What was your focus, personally, your focus? I know the team's goals, but what were you looking in with the training in the last year?
Couple of things. I need to get better receiving. I'm always working on that. And then hitting wise, I was trying to take a little less errors this year, and sometimes see a bad set or like a harder set earlier, and then be smarter with it and just kind of tip it away or solve it in a different way.
He also was training hard. We actually went to yoga over the off season. He did really good.
Yoga?
He did good. Yeah, that's right.
I see Ryan everywhere. I see on the island. I run an island everywhere.
All right.
He is everywhere.
Let's not talk about that. Anyway, Stein, going into this season, obviously the way things ended last year, we talked to Joe about this, about not getting the at-large bid from the NCAA. How much of a motivation does that have coming into this season for you?
Oh, it's a really good motivation for me. We always mention it, or you sometimes you don't want to, but you bring up that feeling sometimes a little bit of that plane ride home. It's the worst day of my life. And then me and Tui went to dinner the same night, and it was sad. So yeah, just that feeling, and then you bring that up, and you have the feeling of winning, and he's just this is so much better, and it's one of that every night.
Does Ryan bring that up every time you see him around the island? How does it feel after last year? Does he not bring that up?
People bring it up a lot, yeah. But it's all right. It keeps you motivated too,
I want to ask you about this weekend. The first 2 nights, you guys have played very well. In fact, you've only had to play the first 2 sets. Where do you see this team right now? What are some of the things you think you guys need to still work on?
We're doing good, but this year, like the coach has said and the players said too, is every game is a part. I already forgot this past game and the game before. Tomorrow we have a new game, and then after that, it's just game by game, and we're not letting anything get in the way. So I already forgot about this game. It's already passed.
You guys won, by the way.
Yeah, thank you.
And when you're winning, you're celebrating. And I want you to explain. You guys all come together, and it's like a can or something that you're doing when you guys win. What is that all about?
I don't know. We just throwing our legs in the air.
Well, you were leading it tonight.
I know. I don't know.
One of the things that we're seeing this year is a faster offense. A lot of, especially in free ball or serve receive, where you guys are able to go to fast to the pin. We've seen you hit high balls in the first few years on the right side. Do you like going faster, or do you prefer sometimes the higher sets?
Both. I just prefer sets as long as I get the ball. No. I love it. I mean, I've been so fortunate to have two different All-American setters, Joe and Jennings. So yeah, I've been super fortunate, and their style is different, and especially going from freshman year to sophomore year, I made a big increase, and I really hope to do the same this year. And I've been talking a lot to Joe. So
you play 3 matches in 3 nights. That's kind of grueling. How much homework have you guys done on USC? How much do you know about the team you're playing tomorrow night?
We've watched their games here before our matches, and then we see them over the past. I feel I think we have played them every year for the last 3 years. And the first 2 years we went there in the off season. It's always a tough place to play there. We lost to them in 5 our freshman year. One time there, we beat them in 5, and then we won the rest of the matches. But they've been together for a while. It's going to be a tough match. I hope everybody comes out and supports. It's a championship match, so please come to the stand.
All right, we hope everybody fills this place up. 7:30 first serve. If you can't make it, you can join us at 7 o'clock with Game On. Stein, thank you.
Thank you.
We will have you on in the corner, I'm sure, again before this season's Powell. Well, that'll wrap things up for us here this evening. Special thanks to our outstanding and multi-award-winning Spectrum Sports crew. For Stein, for Ryan, for Lisa, I'm Scott. Until next time, we bid you aloha and a good evening from the Scan Sheriff Center in Manoa.